Jaw-dropping NASCAR moments explained.
Give me the hot goss.
My wife did not grow up a NASCAR fan, only became one because of me, and so she doesn't know a lot of the key history, so we're going to explain it to her.
Educate me.
Let's talk about the 1979 Daytona 500. This changed everything. So the 1979 Daytona 500 is significant because it was the first live broadcast NASCAR race to like the whole country. It was on CBS, I believe, and many of the races at this point were like tape delayed and shown later or shown like live maybe regionally, but this was like the first time the Daytona 500 was going to be live broadcast to the country.
Well, had it been on like radio broadcasts before?
Yeah, radio broadcast. So my dad, who was born in the 60s, actually remembers listening to a lot of the races on the radio because they weren't live on TV. So that was the only way you could get them live.
What other sports were broadcast prior to the Daytona 500 being broadcast?
Like other live sports?
Yeah.
A lot, but a lot of them were regional. So like you couldn't get like if you lived in Kansas City, like you were getting the Kansas City Chiefs. Like you wouldn't be able to watch other teams.
So had the Daytona 500 been broadcast just regionally prior to that?
I believe it had only been tape delayed or shown live regionally, but this was the first time it was shown live to a national audience.
So did that increase the fan base?
And here's why that's significant. Because most of the East Coast was suffering a huge snowstorm. So people were stuck in their homes with like very few channels, and guess what was on? And people got to watch for the first time NASCAR and the Daytona 500. And it turned out to be an epic race. The race came down to a late finish between Cale Yarborough, one of the all-time greats, three-time champion, and the Allison brothers.
It's hosted on the NASCAR like archives. Could we watch it?
Yes, we should watch this race because it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
But
have you watched it before?
I've seen clips. I don't know if I've ever watched the full race.
That'd be cool.
So we should definitely watch that. In this race, as it comes down to the end, Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison.
To say the amount of knowledge you have about this is mildly concerning, but continue.
Anyhow, Cale Yarborough Busch car, Donnie Allison Hawaiian Tropic car, they collide on the backstretch. They're beating side by side, and they take each other out into the grass. Neither of them wins the race, the Daytona 500, and it has this epic call about how they both have lost. They both are mad. They have lost the Daytona 500. It's an amazing call, and you know who wins the race?
That one guy that you said earlier, Cale.
No, not Cale. He was involved. Cale and Donnie. They were the one who got into it.
I don't know. Who?
You know him, Mr. the King.
Oh, what's his butt?
Richard Petty, the King. He stole a win, and I believe it was his final Daytona 500 victory. He won 7 of those, I believe. Incredible.
Didn't the Daytona track change at some point? So was this like the earlier track, the original track?
So this was on the paved oval. You're thinking about the beach asphalt combination. No, that track was only around for a few years.
Oh, okay.
But 1959 was the first Daytona 500.
So it was an oval. It wasn't the same as the track that we have seen at Daytona.
So it was on the exact same track that we saw at Daytona last year.
History
happening on the high banks of Daytona. And, okay, they're mad, and guess what happens? Do you want to take a guess what happens next?
They get into a fight.
They literally get into a fight where they're throwing helmets, throwing punches, and it's not just Cale versus Donnie Allison. Bobby Allison, Donnie's brother, comes down, and the three of them are fighting. And there's also an epic call from, I believe, Ken Squire saying, "There's a fight."
I'm just picturing like in cartoons where it's like a bunch of people together, and then all of a sudden it's dust, and there's like random letters floating around him.
Basically how the fight looks. It's incredible, and they have like the open face helmets, so they're just like you can like see the dust and everything on their face from the race. So that helped NASCAR's popularity immensely. So many historians point out that this was the race that changed everything.
Cool.
We gotta watch it now. Cool. That's all you gotta say.
Cool.